I like that high endurance cigar, the spirits rise. Smoke curling like ancestors whispering in the skies. Dr. Sebi in my left ear saying heal from inside. This ain't no new plan, we the ones that try to deny. Before Columbus ever dreamt of ship to steer, we was building mountains, doing rituals with no fear. From Yucatan to Galveston, New Orleans near. That's the triangle of soul, but the map been clear. Second lines ain't parades, that's ancestral rights. Tambourines and feathers under full moonlight. We ain't immigrants now, we the original might. Built
Get y'all too.
bone flutes before Rome took flight. Top cat said it loud, stop begging for permission. Our culture ain't missing, it's just deep in tradition. We ain't African cause they told us we remember the mission. The land speaks Creole, so cool and intuition. We been here through the blood and the drum, through the elders, the chants and the kiss of the sun. Smoke rise from the leaf, yeah, we talk to the sky. And the ancestors rhythm, we never die. We been here, oh yeah, we been here.
Way before they
wrote their lives, we still here. This our home, not a place we disappear. James singing truth through the pain and the tears. Granny sat me down, roll something slow. Said when you puff, give thanks, let the cosmos know. I inhale the jungle,
exhale the flow, spitting stories in the textbook, still scared to show.
Godly like a torch,
In ancient rites,
aromas like
prayers to the Orishas at
New
Orleans and tells tale is black divine.
where the jazz horns
Spend time on spiritual line.
forget Columbus, we was dancing in stars. Trading turquoise, dripping culture in bars. Drums talking codes, spirits moving cars. Look close, the past ain't gone, it's just behind these stars. From Congo Square to Trammy porches, we built this land, no need for endorsements. The Mardi Gras beats ain't just for decor. That's soul, I'm a homie, we was gods before war. We been here through the blood and the drum, through the elders, the chants and the kiss of the sun. Smoke rise from the leaf, yeah, we talk to the sky. In the ancestors' rhythm, we never die. We been here, oh yeah, we been here. Way before they wrote their lives, we still here. This our home, not a place we disappear. James singing truth through the pain and the tear. Through the blood and the drum, through the elders, the chants and the kiss of the sun.
Smoke rise from the leaves, and we talk to the sky. In the ancestors' rhythm, we ain't never die. We been here.
Oh yeah, we been here. Way before they wrote their lives, we still here.
It's a home, not unless we disappear. The dreams ain't the truth to the pain and the tears.
We been here. Oh yeah,
We been here.
way before they wrote their lives, we still here. This our home, not a place we disappear. James singing truth through the pain and the tears.
Yes. I don't know about you, but for me and mine, we been here. We been here. You hear me? I'm feeling good right now. You know, how are you honoring your journey? How are you honoring your energy? How are you honoring this visitation in this present embodiment? How are you honoring your life? You hear me? How are you honoring your light? How are you honoring your shadow? Through all your experiences. Through your highs, through your lows, through your positives, through your negatives, you know, through your joys, through your sorrows, you see, through your unfoldment, you know, because we have many of them. How are you honoring your energy? You know, I was thinking, you know, through my life experiences, I've been through hell about myself. And in the hell that I've been through about myself, you know, it's by grace, you know, it's by resilience, it's by strength, you know, it's by a will to get through no matter what, a will to live no matter what, you know. it's about determination to get to the other side of the challenge. You know, persistence to see yourself through to the other side of the obstacle. You know, I'm speaking to somebody because I ain't the only one who been through heaven about myself. You know, and made heaven out of what I found there in order to bring me back. See, I ain't just talking for myself when I say that. I ain't just talking for myself when I sit here and say a lot of things that I say, you know, because I'm saying it from the language of soul, you know. My love language is soul language, you know. So even though I may be the one sitting here saying the things that I'm gonna say, because I'm the one sent to do it, if it's coming out of me, what comes out of me ain't just speaking for me, you know. And ain't just speaking to us who present here with me now, you know. So some things gonna speak to, you know, those before us and that we come from, and some things gonna speak to, you know, those that's gonna come through us, you know, through what we already brought forth here. You know, listen, you're gonna miss it. But how are you honoring your energy? Because just based on what I just said, it matters. It really matters, you know. But this what the inner journey. This what the inner journey is all about. And if it do it for me, if it work for me, it can work for you. You know, it may not work for you according to the way that it worked for me, but you gotta find the methods according to the tools that you already have to make it work for you. You gotta find a way that you can make it work for you through what you already know, not what you need to find out, through what you already know. Everything that you need to get you to the next level, the next level that you desire for yourself, you already had the experiences for that. So if you already had the experiences for that, you already gained the tools, you know, or had the opportunity to gain the tools to that. Now I don't know where you may have to rewind the tape, you know, go in the boardroom and rewind the tape and analyze to see, you know, where adjustments can be made, or you know, where cords need to be cut off at, you know, what need to be integrated, you know what I'm saying? What could you use more of? What need to be brought in and added on, and you know, fit into, you know, the scheme of things as you would see it for yourself, cause it's your world. You know, we in the world, but the world that you live in is inside you. So that's your world. You hear me? And what you do with it matter. You know. But this what this inner journey do. You know. So you know, Jenny, my brother Top Cat, like to say that geniality is the highest form of spirituality, and from the root aspect of ourselves. I 100, 1,000, 1,000,000% agree. But at the same time, we gotta get that and doing our trees and knowing where we come from, and you know, and how the story was written from that. And through that, if you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. We also gotta get this shadow work done. So that's why I started out with, after the song, how are you honoring your energy? Because how you honor your energy is how you honoring those that came before you, those that's here with you, and those that's gonna come after you. And we all doing that together. Even though some of us may come from the same people, but we ain't doing all the same things in reference to the people that we come from. So that's a whole nother topic, because spiritual ranking become a whole nother thing. You hear me? So what fooled us in the physical realm, you know, the type of the statuses that fool us in the physical realm don't have nothing to do with, the spiritual statuses that's doing a lot of governing according to what we do see on the physical realm. If you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. But how you honor your energy matter. You heard. But just give us the opportunity to line with the highest energies. It's a lot of shifts going on. I say that because there's a lot of shifts going on. Shift after shift after shift after shift. And every time a shift going on, shifts give us opportunity to do some things, that we put off, that we just didn't get to, or that we can do more of if we already been doing it. But it's shift after shift going on. It's something. If you don't feel it to know it, and you feel something and don't know what it is, or whatever the case may be, we in higher activations, through a lot of things that's been going on, universally, planetarily, earthly, and within ourselves, because we come from the earth and we connected to everything else. So yeah, the as within, so without. So it's shifts going on a lot of levels. It's something, like I say, it's something new in the energy, and that's just a word of description. It's not necessarily something that it's something new in the energy. But according to the work that we're doing in ourselves, and the purging and purifying and the shedding through the healing and through the cleansing and healing that we've been doing, you see, we're in coherence. We're in coherence with higher energies, than we have been familiar with, or that have been made known to us, even though they're around. It's around us all the time, or we seeing people moving in it all the time. But now we have moved into those higher alignments that we have once witnessed. So many of us have became the witness of our own journey, and that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful space to be in. But wherever we are in our journey, of ascension individually, and as a whole, or as a collective, the spiritual awakenings are real. The spiritual awakenings are real. Boundaries are for a reason, energetically, psychically, mentally, emotionally, and physically. You see, boundaries are for a reason. I'm gonna say that again: psychically, mentally, emotionally, see, as well as physically. And for those who caught it, y'all see, psychically, mentally, emotionally. Those are all words that deal with the realms of the unseen or the invisible. And then the last word that I used was physical. I did that for a reason, because things unseen become the things that's seen. So with that in mind, we need to pay attention to our thoughts. Through our ability to pay attention to with our thoughts, it'll keep us aware of our feelings. Through our ability to stay aware of our feelings, it'll keep us more in touch and in connection with what our behaviors and our actions. What are we actually doing, based on the things that we're thinking and feeling, through what we already have to do, through our everyday tasks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so we need to be on point. We need to be on point with ourselves, because it ain't no bad occurrence if you take the good from it, regardless of what happened. It ain't no bad occurrence, because we give description. We give description. We give description to everything, to describe what it is we doing, do the thing that's being done. We have to use word, and we have to use words to do that. But with that being said, in the words that we use to describe the things that we experiencing, don't only talk about the things, or don't only speak about or speak to the things that's being experienced. It speak about us and our space in it. So it ain't no bad occurrence if you take the good from it, you know. But it take training to get in that space of perception to see to see in the space that I'm speaking from, because we go through things every day. You know, it's something happening every day, and all the goodness, you know, that's available. You know, life afford us the opportunity to experience the other side of what we know good to be. You know, and it's a reason, and it's a reason for that too. It's all for the experience. You know. It's all for the it's all for the preparation, and preparation is always occurring. You know, layer after layer after layer, realm after realm, dimension after dimension. Step after step. You know, we got December 12th coming up, the 12/12 portal. You know, you don't gotta wait to get in the mix. You can start getting yourself in the mix from where you are right now, preparing yourself for this 12/12 portal, and the energies coming through that. You know, you could look up who associated, you know, with the 12th day of December if you feel led to. Like I have advised before, everybody should have them an encyclopedia, dictionary of spirits. I don't care what, you know, what you exercise in your way of spirituality or religion. You know what I'm saying? You know, what else on my mind? What else did they want me? Oh, I did write down something I wanted to share. Awakening. Cause I was asked a question, and about what makes us multidimensional. What makes us multidimensional beings? And I get it, because we hear words all the time. We hear so many things all the time, you know, so loosely that most of the things that hold value, you know, don't hold value, because of how many things be so misused. And it ain't that the things that, you know, things that don't became cliche don't have value. You know what I'm saying? It's just because it's so randomly, and things, certain things are so loosely used, you know, the value get lost in it. You know, the value get lost in it. The value get lost in it. The value get lost in it. It's like, it made me think about what my mom used to say. You know, I may have a friend. I remember times of having the friends that always want me to come to their house, and my mom used to be like, you know, my mom would say no. You know, you can't do that every day. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't understand the lesson in that to later on. And the lesson in that was, you know, don't wear yourself out. Don't wear yourself out. Don't wear yourself out in the places that you entertain, the people that you entertain. Don't wear yourself out. You know. It's a way to stay the shit. Y'all pardon my language, but it's a way to stay the shit. You know, don't play yourself out. And many of us ain't learned how to not play ourselves out. How to not stay that person. You hear me? Whether you male or female. You dig? But yeah. I say that to say what makes us multidimensional beings is the fact that bloodline for one, lineage for another, and that's the trophy of it all. Bloodline and lineage. Bloodline is the lineage. Bloodline and lineage is the trophy of what makes us multi-dimensional being. But we can go way into, higher things or lower things, and at the end of that, as far as frequency, vibration, astrally, consciously, genetically, emotionally, mentally, soulfully, uh, or beings of soul, beings of spirit, um, technologically, beings of technology, because we are the technology. It comes from us, and then we consume it. We consume, what comes from us, or we consume things outside of us, or we either consume by it. You see, or we consume ourselves through it. Through the experiences, through the experience of its existence. Because it's all to help us remember. It's all to help us to come back online. In some way, shape, or form. You know, it's all to help us come back online. In a world that's still unconscious to its connection, to source, to the ancestors. You know, and this is so important because what we do in self, we do in family. What we do in self, we do through family. That's how we got here. Whether we want to accept it or not, and whether we connect to it or disconnect from it, it is a choice too, or not. You heard? But I point these things out because awakening don't just happen one time. Because this is what makes us multidimensional beings outside of all the other things I just spoke on. Awakening just don't happen one time. It happen many times, on many timelines, through our daily living experiences within the embodiment of this lifetime that we in. Just think about it on many levels, on many levels. We all experiencing it in the ways that we experience it according to our present walk of life. Not the walk of life that we come from, our present walk of life. Because like I say, we got all the tools, So my God mode, as I said in another way, my God mode ain't going to look like your God mode, And your God mode may, won't look like mine, But we could still connect from that space. We could connect. We could still connect from that place. We could connect from that point in mind. I don't know why my speech trying to jam me up, but yeah, we could still connect from that point in eternity, because every experience, you see, every experience contains every experience. Every experience contains every experience. And every experience that we have are activation indicators. Or I call them activation indicators. And why I say every experience that we have an activation indicator, because if you've been around, you have heard me say it's not the experience that we having that makes the difference. It's how we handle the experience that we're having that makes the difference. So every experience that we have is an activation indicator according to how we handle the experience that's being had. So it matters, For right, it matters right. Especially it matters right now because we in the last. It's the last part of the game. It's the last part of the game. We forfeit inches. You hear me? 2025 about a wrap. This 9, the 9 of 2025 about over with. 2026 is a new beginning. Because 2026 is 10 and 1 plus 0 is 1. And 1 is about new beginnings, man. You hear me? So, you know, yeah. Let's start right now. Not with no New Year resolution, you know. Thought by thought. Change a change in mind constitute a change in being, you know. A change in mind constitute a change in being. You see, so you can change your state of being right now by the change of your mind. And I just came through to motivate us, motivate some of us further in that direction, and you know, inspire some of us further in that direction, direct some of us further in that direction. You hear me? Because if you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. You know. So how will you pull? How will you pull in? It's not what we've been through. It's what we've been through it for. Which leads me to this question. How will you pull in all that you have experienced? How will you pull in all that you have learned from all that you have experienced to expand your life right now? To expand yourself into a better experience right now. You know. How will you use all that you have experienced to put you in a place that you can feel good for no reason at all, if you ain't there yet? Because some of us are already there. You know, some of us don't got ourselves there through the course of the year, through the course of the last 2 years, through the course of the last 3 years, you know, through the course of the last 4 years for some that still come through and rock with me, because we've been doing this for a minute. It take a lot of work to say that we ain't the same. We ain't the same person that we used to be. See, if you can say you ain't the same person that you used to be, and people know you and know that you're not the same person that you used to be, because the transformation of change is just that flagrant in the way that it speaks for you, then it took a lot of work for that to take place. It took a lot of work for me to be able to say I ain't on the same side of life that I started from. That took a lot of work, man. I don't even see myself the same. You see? But I know I'm still me. But I don't even see myself the same. If you can say that, and I know and I know some of y'all can. It took a lot of work for you to be able to say that. Give yourself a round of applause. You hear me? Celebrate yourself, man. Right now, every day, until 2026 come through. You hear me? You ain't gotta wait to do that. You did the work to be able to do that. You hear me? Celebrate yourself, man. For real. You know? Celebrate yourself for being willing to look at the ugliness. Celebrate yourself for being willing to go through your darkness. You hear me? Celebrate yourself for being willing to sit with yourself. You hear me? Because first thing people do when they get up is get in their phone. Can't sit still for 10-15 minutes without nothing being on. Because we don't want to deal with what really be going on within ourselves. You hear me? So a lot of people have to put on fake smiles. You know, peace, love, and light. You know, and all that, and then a lot of and then a lot of places that we see it at, it ain't real. A lot of times that we come about it, it ain't real. And if you know it ain't real, you know it ain't real because you know the work that it took. If you doing the work, you know the people that you interact with who ain't doing the work. Not that they ain't doing the work. They might not be doing the work as deep and intense as you doing it. You see, and we ain't judging that. We just talking to it. You see, because we need to be able to see ourselves. We need to be able to see how we moving through these dimensions of mind. We need to be able to know how we moving through these dimensions of spirit. You see, we need to know who we are. You see, in these these matches of soul. You know. Because if you do, you able to say to yourself, damn, I'm a beautiful thing to witness. You hear me? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. A wise soul will become his own truth. You know, and rise above all that it's been through, because all that it's been through served as an opportunity, you know, to do just that, become its own truth as a wise soul. You hear me? And we all get that opportunity, you know. BCU, Cosmic Consciousness family, you know, salute to everybody, man. If you made it this far, you know, I appreciate you, you know, because you could be doing anything in this time and hour, or whatever time and hour you find yourself coming through here. So you could be doing anything with your time, because that's the most precious thing that you got. Time is non-refundable. You hear me? So if you came through and you gave and you shared some of your time with me, I appreciate that very much. You hear me? I thank the ancestors for their light. I thank the ancestors for their guidance. I thank the ancestors for their protection. You hear me? I ain't say it in the beginning, you know, but I intended it in the beginning through everything that I did, you know. Yeah, we want to acknowledge the ancestors, guidance, strength, and protection, you know, their guidance, their strength, and for protecting us, who even the darkness obeys. You hear me? Yeah. But yeah, this the last quarter of the game, family. 2025 to 9, 2026 is the one. You hear me? Will you be the one? Will you be the one? Will you be the one? Cause we about to see. We about to see. We about to see what we became from all we've been through. You know? Cause it's about how we put in application. It's about how we put in application all that we have learned that will give us nothing to complain about. It's about how we put in what we have already learned that will bear witness of what we no longer have to complain about. They told me to say it again in a better way to make sure that everybody get it. You hear me? Yeah. You know? That's what it is. That's what it is. Another day in my truth. You hear me? Another day in my truth. Yeah, family. The shadow work, man. Stay at it. You know? What's unseen can't be healed. You know? So when you go within, you know, go further than you have never gone before. You know, don't waste your opportunities to do what only you could do within yourself. Don't waste your opportunities. You know, because what's unseen can't be healed, and what's resisted just intensifies. You know, if you the truth, if you the truth, ain't nothing a liar can do to you. Ain't nothing, ain't nothing a lie can say about you that the truth in you won't expose. I don't know who needed to hear that, but we'll touch later on we'll touch back on it on the next video. You hear me? You know, be aware of your activation indicators. Pay attention to your experiences, family. Until we do it again, CEO, Shalom, Hotel, Namaste, Alafia, peace, all that good stuff. You know, thanks for the likes, shares, comments, uh, so forth and so on. Purchases. I sent all the packages out that I had to get out. So if those of you expected packages, if you ain't received them, you will be receiving them. And until we do it again, I'm known as Sabu. Thank you for being you. Love, family.